Caitlin Clark occupies a unique position that very few athletes ever find themselves in, especially this early in their professional careers. She entered the WNBA carrying more attention than most veterans ever experience, not because of marketing gimmicks or manufactured hype, but because millions of people were already emotionally invested in her journey before she played a single pro minute. That matters. When someone like Clark speaks, she is not just representing herself. She is unknowingly voicing the expectations of a new audience, an audience that discovered the WNBA through sold-out college arenas, viral highlights, and constant national debate. These fans are not conditioned to accept scarcity. They are used to big stages, big stakes, and leagues that act like they know their own value. That is why her sentence landed so hard. She said what many players could not publicly say without being labeled difficult, unrealistic, or ungrateful. Coming from a rookie, it would normally be dismissed. Coming from the most visible figure the league has had in years, it became impossible to ignore. Clark is not threatening. She is not demanding. She is contextualizing, and that is far more powerful. She understands that this is not about squeezing the league. It is about aligning it. Aligning the business structure with the cultural reality. Aligning compensation with contribution. Aligning long-term planning with short-term momentum. Because momentum does not wait. Every major sports league has faced a moment like this. A point where growth outpaced infrastructure. A point where old agreements no longer matched new realities. The leagues that leaned into that moment built dynasties. The ones that hesitated spent years repairing trust. The WNBA is not choosing between generosity and greed. It is choosing between evolution and stagnation. Players today are not just athletes. They are brands, advocates, content engines, and cultural figures. They drive conversation far beyond the court. They bring sponsors, eyeballs, and legitimacy. A CBA that treats them like replaceable labor ignores the very forces fueling the league's rise. And here's the quiet truth many avoid saying out loud. This surge will not automatically sustain itself. Fans who arrive during a boom expect growth, not excuses. They expect professionalism, not patchwork solutions. They expect a league that looks confident in its future, not one still negotiating like it is, unsure it will exist in 5 years. That is the weight behind Clark's words. She is not predicting collapse. She is highlighting opportunity. A rare one. Get this right. And the WNBA establishes a foundation that carries it through expansion, global relevance, and generational stars yet to come. Get it wrong, yet it risks sending a message that success does not actually change anything. That message would linger far longer than any single season. This CBA is not a finish line. It is a signal. 2 players deciding whether to stay. 2 fans deciding whether to invest. 2 young girls watching and imagining a future that finally feels viable. History will not remember the fine print. It will remember whether this moment was seized or softened. In years from now, people may look back and realize that the most important shift in WNBA history did not come from a shot, a trophy, or a parade. It came from one sentence that forced the league to decide who it wanted to become. That mindset no longer fits reality because the league itself has changed. And so have the people who play in it. Players today are not asking for permission to be relevant. They are asserting it through performance, personality, and presence. Caitlin Clark embodies this shift. She is both a symbol and a participant in the transformation. A reminder that the league's trajectory is now defined as much by its athletes as by its executives. When players like Clark speak, it forces the WNBA to confront its own identity. Are the structures in place designed for modern athletes, or are they relics of an era when survival was the goal? This is not a theoretical question. It affects every practice, every travel schedule, every endorsement, every future draft. The choices made in these negotiations will ripple far beyond one season. They will influence the culture of the league for decades. Fans, too, are changing the stakes. The people watching today are not content with half measures. They want authenticity, fairness, and excitement. Social media amplifies every moment of tension, every breakthrough, every voice raised in negotiation. Silence is no longer a shield. It is a missed opportunity. Caitlin Clark's voice is effective because it resonates with this audience. It reflects not only her talent, but the broader expectations of everyone watching. The CBA, then, is not just a labor document, it is a blueprint for the league's identity. It will determine whether the WNBA can sustain growth without losing its soul. Will players feel empowered to speak, to influence, to lead? Will fans feel that their attention and support are justified by real progress? Will the league embrace its moment or shy away from it, clinging to outdated structures? Every answer matters. There is a subtle but powerful lesson in this moment. The WNBA has grown strong enough that one player's perspective can shape the conversation at the highest level. That was once unimaginable. The power dynamics have shifted. Players, for the first time in many decades, do not need to wait for permission to assert value. Their relevance is immediate, measurable, undeniable, and that changes everything. Caitlin Clark's awareness of timing is what elevates her. Statement from commentary to a historical marker. She is not dictating outcomes. She is framing the conversation so that every stakeholder, owners, executives, players, and fans can see the stakes clearly. She's inviting accountability. She is reminding the league that opportunity, once recognized, must be matched with action. Growth without strategy is chaotic. Expansion without vision is fragile. This CBA moment represents a chance to synchronize ambition with infrastructure to ensure that the WNBA can scale sustainably. Failure is not catastrophic in the immediate sense, but it would be expensive in credibility, trust, and momentum. Every missed opportunity now compounds in the future, and that is why Caitlin Clark's words resonate beyond the obvious. They are a call to action. They demand attention. They remind everyone that the league is no longer operating in survival mode. It is standing at a crossroads between history and progress. And how it chooses to proceed will define not just this generation of players, but every young athlete who looks to the WNBA and imagines a career that is valued, respected, and celebrated. In short, this is a moment of reckoning. Not because the stakes are unprecedented, because the league itself has grown into a position where leadership must match its ambition. Caitlin Clark's voice is loud, clear, an unignorable reminder that this is the WNBA's moment to step fully into the future. She is a preview of a league in which players are active, architects of their own careers and the league's trajectory. They understand that talent alone is no longer sufficient to define value. Visibility, voice, and influence now carry weight equal to performance on the court. This generational shift is fundamental. It changes not only how negotiations unfold, but how the league defines success itself. These younger players are also connected in ways prior generations were not. Social media, streaming platforms, and direct access to fans allow them to build personal narratives that complement the league's story. Every highlight, interview, or off-court initiative contributes to the WNBA's cultural relevance. It is a symbiotic relationship. The league elevates players, and players elevate the league. Ignoring that reality in negotiations risks undermining the very momentum that fuels growth. Caitlin Clark's statement is a crystallization of that dynamic. She did not merely observe the moment, she contextualized it. She framed the CBA talks as a turning point, not for spreadsheets or legal language, but for identity, culture, and legacy. That framing forces stakeholders to see beyond immediate numbers and consider the long term. Health of the league history demonstrates that leagues which fail to adapt to these generational shifts suffer. Talent leaves. Fans disengage. Media narratives sour. The WNBA has spent decades building credibility, but credibility alone does not guarantee longevity. The league must now match visibility with structure, tension with fairness, and momentum with sustainable planning. The stakes are real, but so is the opportunity. A modern CBA that embraces growth will do more than increase salaries or revenue shares. It will send a signal that the WNBA values its players not as temporary attractions, but as long-term partners. That message will reverberate across locker rooms, executive suites, and fan communities alike. It will redefine what success looks like in women's professional sports. Clark's presence amplifies this effect. She embodies both exceptional talent and extraordinary attention. Every word she speaks carries amplified consequence because she bridges the athletic and cultural relevance of the league. For younger players, she sets a template for advocacy and influence. For fans, she provides a voice to rally behind. For the league, she is a reminder that history is being written in real time. The pen is now shared. The lesson is clear. This CBA is not just a negotiation. It is a declaration of priorities. It defines how the league will treat its athletes, how it will project itself to fans, and how it will weather the inevitable challenges of growth. The choices made here will ripple far beyond one season or one negotiation. They will shape the WNBA's culture, stability, and influence for generations to come. Moments like this are rare. Caitlin Clark recognized it. She articulated it. And now, the league, its players, and its fans must act with equal awareness, ensuring that this historic opportunity is not lost but fully realized. The weight of this moment cannot be overstated. Naming it was the first step, but action must follow. The league now faces a choice that will define not just its next CBA, but the identity of the WNBA for years to come. Will it embrace ambition, innovation, and fairness? Or will it cling to outdated models that limit growth and risk alienating players, fans, and partners? Caitlin Clark's recognition of the moment is a reminder that leadership comes in many forms. It is not confined to the boardroom or executive office. Leadership can be a voice that articulates opportunity, a presence that commands attention, or a perspective that reframes the conversation. Her words are a catalyst, forcing reflection and, ideally, decisive action. The league's stakeholders, players, owners, executives, and fans are all participants in this pivotal moment. Each decision, concession, or stance will be interpreted as a signal of priorities. Will the league prioritize short-term predictability or long-term cultural and financial growth? Will it honor the voices of the players who have carried it forward, or will it undercut momentum in pursuit of minimal risk? The answer will echo far beyond one negotiation table. For players, this CBA is about more than compensation. It is about recognition, respect, and empowerment. It is about knowing that their contributions on the court, in the community, and in culture are valued. For fans, it is about witnessing a league that matches enthusiasm with fairness. For the WNBA as a whole, it is about proving that it can scale its growth responsibly while retaining the integrity that has made it beloved. This is the kind of moment that defines eras. The leagues that seize such moments write histories of influence and stability. Those that hesitate are remembered for missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. The WNBA is at such a crossroads now. Clark's voice has ensured that no one can ignore it. The future is not a distant concept. It is being written today. Every negotiation, every decision, and every act of leadership shapes the environment in which the next generation of stars will thrive or struggle. Caitlin Clark named the moment, but it is up to the league to respond. To embrace vision, to align structure with ambition, to ensure that this historic opportunity becomes a foundation for lasting success. The only question that remains is simple. Is the WNBA ready to meet its future with courage, clarity, and commitment? History will remember the answer.
Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into Hollywood's hidden history.